Hey everybody, it's Benji, better known as Moiciara, and today's video is going to be about being in a relationship and them or you or y'all meeting each other halfway. Meaning, like, it's hard to compromise in a relationship. It's so hard. And because, like I said, you're both your own persons or whatnot, and it's hard to just kind of like let that go and try to meet in the middle, because you're looking like, why do I have to meet in the middle? You can meet in the middle. Why do you have to meet in the middle? You can meet in the middle. It's like it becomes that debate of trying to figure out, who's gonna do what, when, what, here, when, what, who, where, why, how, why, whatever. And it gets hard and difficult because, like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't want to feel like you're trying to, put tags on their toes because you feel like you're asking too much of them. And that's all about being in a relationship. Like, if you can't ask for something from someone and them not try to meet you halfway, then it starts no purpose being in a relationship, because you're already showing me the sign of, like, you're not trying to give or take. And with that being alone, it's like, how can we grow? How can we be as one if we're not trying to meet in the middle? And it's difficult when you have two very strong and opinionated folks, because it's like, or vice versa. It could be very, non-opinionated folks, or, people that's too laid back and they don't know how to express that. And I mean, I think that happens a lot of times in a relationship. Like, there may be that contrast or whatever, and you don't know how to, like, how can I say this? Like, please the person without trying to overdo it or not really do it, because it happens. You don't want to seem like you're being too forceful in a relationship. Everything has to be like a demand or request, but it should be more like coming naturally, like, babe, woo 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 woo, babe, da 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 da, and it should just be that even tone of understanding. Because what a relationship does for you, and definitely when you meet in the halfway, like, it goes way beyond your relationship. It goes into your more, livelihood, your personal, your business affairs, things like that, because you're willing to give up, something that you thought you wouldn't be able to do or do, and actually do it, because it's hard, because when you're trying to, present yourself in a certain way, you don't want to seem like you're being, an asshole, because you're not wanting to compromise. But it's not, to me, I think nobody ever really compromises. What they do is they meet somebody in the halfway or whatever. And I mean is the fact that, like, you compromise, listen, you compromise the situation, but how you go about meeting this person halfway may be, how can I, because I'm trying to keep it 100 without trying to be just ratchet. So I'm saying, like, by meeting the person halfway, whatever the case may be, it's like you may go through all these weird type of ways just to do it, but they don't need to know that, or they may not know that, but at least you met them halfway by doing it, whatever. And it's just, that's what I mean by, like, you still showing who you are as your own person, but at the same time, you're going to do whatever you're going to do at the end of the day regardless. But it's just about how you approach the situation and how you want to be represented in the situation, because it's hard. You don't want to be, looked at as the bad guy or whatever the case may be, but it's just about growing up. And it's the hardest. I think growing up is the hardest thing to go. I don't care. You could be 99.9 years old or whatever and still have a mind of a child, because to me, what growing up is, and it goes to this, meeting somebody halfway, you have to experience something, and you have to be able to experience something that's going to make you see things from other perspectives. And it's hard because you have your own mind. You don't really see too much of the other side, but you see this side, which is your side. And it's like, you can't go in life thinking it's my way or the highway, because if you go about looking at things like that, you lose a lot in life. Because when you do something such as that, you're not trying to see the big picture. And the big picture just ain't me making YouTube videos. The big picture ain't me just, you know, doing me. The big picture is what I am representing as myself and how I want to be represented. And that goes where it goes back to meeting somebody halfway. Like, it's more than you just doing this for them, but it shows who you are, the representation of what you're trying to put out there, because it can be taken any kind of way, you know, and it may impact you in a way you never thought it would have impacted you, just because of the simple fact of the matter is, it's like you're trying to get to this place where you're meeting someone halfway, but at the same time you're like, okay, why did I really just do that? Like, was it more so for them and more than me? And it may look like that at the time, but at the same time it may not. You know, it's all about seeing things later on in life, you know, because everything that happens now, you know, that saying, and I say that a lot, like, everything happens for a reason, because just because what I don't see now is bothering me or affecting me, or what I felt like wasn't present enough right now, doesn't mean that it won't be present and mean something to me later on. And I mean, I think that really shows this representation right here by meeting myself halfway. I probably should change this video to meet myself halfway instead, because I think it's more of an introspective type video, because like, you meeting your own self halfway to meet other people halfway. And I hope I explained that right. And pretty much that's it, you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time.